Let me not do that right in front of the microphone. That would probably be annoying to some people's ears. Actually, some people, depending on if you like ASMR, might like that sound, but I have no guarantees, so. Just do it away from the microphone. I don't even know how much of that anybody heard. But here we are again. For the last time for this game. Although, waiting not too far behind it is, well, below that disc that's below inFamous 2 itself. But that's going to be saved till the week of Halloween. So, we won't be seeing that one for a little while. Either way, we will get started with our finale of this in like 2.5 minutes. Something like that. I think we're making tangible progress towards Gecko Cam because Hunter was just out looking directly at a cricket that was across from his cave, sitting on the side of his water dish. Although all he really did was look at it, wait for it to move, lunge at it, miss, and then decide it wasn't worth it and went back into his cave. But hey, that's progress in my book, so we'll see. Maybe when it gets a little cooler outside, so it's not as hot in here, he'll get more used to the idea of coming out. So when he was over at the other house and we had central air, he would come out more often, although that might have been because of the fact that it was always in the 70s, so he felt like he needed to move into, you know, in order to like move into the sunlight from his light in order to keep himself warmer, maybe. I don't know, but it's mostly in the 80s here in his cage right now while it's still summertime. So he doesn't move around as much. He kind of just stays under the rock and stays nice and toasty. And he might start moving around a little bit more when it's cooler outside. So I don't have to turn the air on as much because it'll be cooler in here. We'll see. And then when it gets too cold in here, for me and for him, I don't know how many houses in the U.S. still have radiators for heat, but that's what we have in here, is a radiator for heat. So hopefully that's warm enough to keep the both of us from freezing in the winter. I admittedly haven't checked because, well, it would require turning the radiators on, and you don't really turn them on unless you're planning on keeping them on for a little while, so we'll see how it pans out. Hopefully it won't be ice cold in here because then we're going to need to find a new home for Le Gecko. Okay, let me just take a drink and then we'll get started. All right, photosensitivity warning. I would say it's the last time, but Festival of Blood might also have photosensitivity warnings because it's made in the inFamous 2 engine. So I won't say it's the last time, but it's the last time with this game. So if you are photosensitive to flashing lights or have epilepsy, please look away from the screen now. Excuse me, I will let you know when you can look back. And I will join you. Not that I have photosensitivity to flashing lights or epilepsy, as far as I'm aware. But never been tested, and I don't plan on finding out by having a seizure on screen. That's kind of not a whole lot of fun, and also probably a good way to get banned off of Twitch. So let's not do that. You can look back at the screen now. As we know from the previous episode, the Beast is in New Marais, and I've actually been slightly bamboozled because I thought that there was actually a total of 40 missions in this game in terms of main missions, just like in inFamous 1. Turns out that's not actually correct. There's only 38 missions, main missions, in this game. And this one is, I believe, number 37. And it's a real quick one because you basically just absorb the blast core and then you're done. So we have covered all of our ground last time, got everything done, got all the dead drops, got as many of the blast cores as I care about getting, in anticipation of taking maybe an hour and a half, 2 hours to finish out the game today by getting through all the missions up to 40. And now it's probably going to be more of a... I don't think it's going to be like the finale of inFamous 1, because that one was basically like me putzing around for 20 minutes and then just doing the finale. And the finale in this one's a little longer, so we'll see how it goes. But in that vein of thinking, how you doing, everybody? Welcome to the finale of inFamous 2, the Stream Edition. Hero mode, because that's what I played this time around. Last time, well, we found out that John White, the one that helped us in the first game, acquire the Ray Sphere so I could use it again. Yeah, I probably shouldn't have done that anywhere near him because the blast sort of turned him into the Beast, and now he has given me an ultimatum. He can save all the conduits from the plague at the expense of all the humans. But why on earth would we do that when we could just use the RFI and eliminate the plague and then it's gone for everybody? That doesn't make any sense. So, we'll just absorb the blast core. And then we'll be good. Well, this is it.
The way I see it, there's basically two types of people. All stubborn guys like me. Guys that sit on the couch. We may not like the shit that happens to us, but we deal with it. They're guys like you.
Guys that absorb radioactive metallic junk in order to make a difference in the world.
Cheers, brother. Half as long.
Twice as bright.
But Zeke, you shouldn't clink that. You'll gain power. Oh wait, he wanted powers in the first game. What was with the stinger just there? Why do I have a foreboding feeling? I mean, it's the same foreboding feeling that I'm sure everybody gets every time they see him do that. But so one of us is sick with the closest thing that this universe has to COVID, and the other one just zapped himself with 100 million volts of radioactive electricity, but we're ready to charge the RFI, so that's good.
Like I'm ready.
Fantastic. And we have access to Ionic Storm once more. We can use our charges to do it, just like this.
That's right.
We're back in action, baby.
Yeah. I'm ready for the RFI.
I mean, I can summon a Thunderbolt from nothing now, so I would hope I'm ready for the RFI. But yeah, that's the final piece right there. Victory jump, I suppose. And I'm going to move away so that the mission can proc. I don't think I have to move away, but I'm going to.
Just heard from Nyx. She went back to the swamp to see how many of her monsters were left after the beast hit.
And after I killed most of them?
She's a tough chick, but I'd go easy on her right now. Anyhow, her and Quo are coming over to my place to watch you spark up that RFI. Everyone wants to see you do it, man. Finally, kill the beast.
Yeah.
We'll see you soon. Okay?
Yeah, that sounds like a foreboding phone call as well. That's twice now that it's happened, and also the mission's called The Final Decision, so I suppose that makes it strike 3, doesn't it? Okay, so, as I said, this next mission coming up is actually the final mission of the game. It takes longer to do than the first game's last mission, But, yeah, we'll see how it all goes. How far away is this one blast shard here? Is it just over there by that warehouse? Because if it is, I'll go grab it. Just to kind of be like, yeah, I'm preparing myself. It's right over here. It's as a matter of fact, it's on top of this mugging. So let's stop one last mugging, and then we'll grab it. How about that? Ooh, okay. So we won't stop that one.
I wish everyone acted like you.
Well, don't wish too loudly there, Lucy Quo, because if everyone acted like me, they'd be sucking the soul out of people. Wonder if I could give myself the plague one of these times if I accidentally suck the soul out of the wrong person. I feel like that probably wouldn't go so well for me. Alright, so we have 298 blast shards total. We're missing 7. That's fine. I'll take it. And I think we're good. I think I am prepared. I don't know why I needed to use exactly one more blast shard to do it, but I figured, well, we were already out of the way anyway, so I might as well just do that. And now we can head for Zeke's place, so we can power that RFI up. Let's do this thing. I was also kind of hoping that that mugging would give me back my 3rd charge, but I suppose I don't need it, you know.
More plague victims are surfacing across the East Coast at a frightening rate. An estimated 50 million people are now infected with the disease. And
wow.
Every case so far has been fatal. Virologist Henry Marsh with the CDC told us more about what we're dealing with. The new plague is unlike anything they've seen before. He said the mysterious nature of the disease makes it nearly impossible to treat. The pathogen doesn't behave in conventional ways. It's neither bacterial nor viral. There have been no reports of cases outside the U.S., but the World Health Organization is already calling it a Phase 6 emerging pandemic and is preparing for the worst. The CDC warns that a vaccine could come too late. In light of these events, I've decided to take a leave of absence in order to spend a little more time with my family. I hope all of you can do the same. God bless you all. US TV News, signing off.
Well, that's an abrupt end to her career, at least for now. But she won't have to worry about that leave of absence because we're about to fix the whole problem. Let's do this. Here it is, folks. The last piece of the puzzle. The one that will save us all.
It was so bad, Cole.
I'm glad you made it.
Won't have to worry about it ever again, Nix.
Things aren't as cut and dry as we thought.
I mean, I think
Turns
it
out
is,
the
but
beast is someone I knew.
someone you knew, Quo.
Conduit named John White.
John is alive.
Yeah.
That's an
What
interesting
he's
way to
doing
say
is
it, I
mass
guess.
Murder. He's using his powers like a ray sphere. Activating potential conduits. Curing them of the plague.
But he's killing people that aren't lucky enough to be conduits.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. It seems directly inferior to the current
Your pal
solution.
just killed all my babies.
Yeah.
I know.
Then
So now you know why I won't do it.
about it, Cole.
We are.
We're fixing the problem. So John doesn't have any reason to do what he's doing anymore, and he can finally rest in peace. Okay. Here goes something. Why are Nix and Quo having problems? Thanks, Zeke. Jesus Christ, what was that all about? You guys look like you're dying. Was the electrical interference that strong? Why did TV not explode?
It didn't even fire off. It wasn't even fully charged.
And yet it was gonna kill all 3 of us?
What was I supposed to do?
Not watch us die. So good job, Zeke.
Let me take a look.
Wolf, he knew this was gonna happen.
He was setting me up to die.
Well, I didn't know about this.
It's
Why
what
would
you
Wolf
set
set us
me
up to
do,
die?
To kill us. Kill all conduits, not just the beast.
See, that's the line I was looking for in the first game.
So will millions of others.
Right there. Because
We don't know that the RFI will cure the plague.
the implication...
John's method works. I've seen it.
I kind of wish they didn't tell you this in the 11th hour, because I feel like it would have been made more sense for them to tell you before this mission started.
The beast dies. You need to make a decision.
But
right now. Are you gonna kill the beast? Be a man of your word.
Look, John's plan is not pretty. It's not. But it's right. The conduits are immune to the plague. He needs to make as many as he can before more of the sick die. Think about that.
yeah, but if they're immune to the plague, they wouldn't die, right? So if we just waited, John wouldn't have to activate conduits. Everyone except conduits would just die, right?
Selfish.
But yes, in an inversion of expectations, the hero route now takes you to agree with Nix instead of Quo, where you use the RFI to save humanity. But according to Cole McGrath, who is the main character, using the RFI in this way has no guarantee of curing the plague, but also will kill every conduit on the entire planet. Again, this was the thought that I was having in the first game, where I think we were talking about it like Second Son sort of made the implication that, it doesn't mean it really had to kill everyone on the planet. And it's like, no, okay. In no uncertain terms, your main character just said, if I use this thing, it will kill all conduits, not just the beast. Are you telling me the main character of this duology is a liar, Second Son? Because if you are, fuck you. You can die alone. Hey Marie, how you doing? Welcome back. You missed that? Oh man. I mean, we got Ionic Storm. It was the same as it is in the first game, basically, except it doesn't last as long or move as far. It burns half as long but twice as bright, like Zeke and Cole were saying. But yes, you get to choose here what you want to do in this situation. It's, I think, similar to how it was with the Raysphere decision in the first game, where if you decide to abandon your mission and join Quo to betray humanity and side with the beast, you press R2 and I think you instantly become inFamous. Or if you decide to use the RFI to save humanity and you're already in the red, you go straight to hero. So it's your choice right here. What do you feel like doing? I mean, I'm going to use the RFI to save humanity, but if you really want to do the villain side mission, well, I hate to say this because I feel like it might be slightly spoilery for the villain side mission that we won't be watching, but since we're not going to see it, I might as well give you less incentive to do it. You have to kill Zeke in order to finish the evil side mission, where you betray humanity and side with the beast. And that's not like watch him die of the plague. That's like murder him with your own two hands. Zeke is the final boss. You have to kill him in order for you to win the game over there. And as far as I'm aware, the bro moments that they've had throughout the game do not change if you're good or evil in this game. You still have him as your bro. They have those bro moments throughout the game. Which almost feels like a little bit of a missed opportunity, because I feel like if you were kind of a dick to Zeke, if you were evil, like if it was contextual, right, based on how your alignment was, it would almost make more sense. It would feel more consistent with how the story would go, because then it wouldn't be like, oh, you're my bro through the whole game, and then you just decide, nope, fuck you, Zeke, you're dead. Like, it feels like you're inverting, right? It feels like you're like going back to what you were in inFamous 1, where Zeke was like, oh, god damn it, Zeke, you're doing stupid stuff. Yeah, it's a tough as fuck pill to swallow, yes. Because kill all conduits means our hero and the deuteragonist female leads will both have to make, well, all three will have to make heroic sacrifices to save humanity. It's for the greater good, though, because you'll save more people. Lots of people will die. That's the point. I think they had to backtrack what Cole said because they had to make Second Son. Yes. Yeah, so they basically, they retracted. They went with the good ending of Infamous 1 or Infamous 2 because that's the one that everybody went with. Not everybody, but a large majority of the, I think like 71% or something like that got the good ending in Infamous 2. So they went with that ending, which, invariably killed every conduit on the planet. Cole said it. This will kill all conduits, not just the Beast. And then they said, it actually didn't kill everyone, though. And that's a retcon. And I don't like it. Anyway, we're going to, obviously do the hero side because I have a very, very large positive reaction to the hero side mission in this one. Heroic sacrifices are my jam.
All right. Let's do it.
The Quo, I don't think that's a...
You are all gonna regret this.
Why? What are you... Okay. Yeah, you don't say.
This RFI is not fully charged. It's almost there. Not quite.
Hand it over.
Now, see this broken part here?
The little
That's the
widget,
power
yeah.
regulator.
Oh.
Without it, you just burn it up.
So how do we get another one?
It's not the end of the world. I mean, it is. But, I got an idea.
Okay. Lay it on me, Zeke. You're the tech expert. Come in. 3 hours later. What's up? Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Just sit over there. Cole's all the way across the room, so if he says anything, I'm going to have to translate.
Sure it's ready?
Other than that.
Good, I guess. I'll be damned if those things ain't gonna burn up fast.
They'll charge you.
I hope
Okay.
so. I got LaRoche putting a few more around the city.
So Zeke used his battery abilities to create the best batteries in the world that will charge up the death machine.
No,
Fun.
short notice, man.
Yeah, I didn't think I'd be taking a leave of absence like
As soon as
this.
the RFI's ready, I'm gonna flip the switch. It's not gonna be time for goodbyes.
Especially not with the Beast running rampant. And Quo being a pissant. They bro-hugged it out. Does Nyx get a hug too? No. No, Nyx doesn't get a hug.
Watch my back, demon.
Yes, ma'am.
Let's do.
Yeah, Cole sounds like he's dying. Which one? Alright, Zeke. Here we go! Okay, so, first things first, off to the star marker. Feels weird using ice launch, knowing that Quo is out there trying to sabotage my plan. But, that happens, I guess. Like I said, they wanted to invert your expectations a little bit. So they have her become the surprise 11th hour boss. I don't think she's the final boss. I'm pretty sure the Beast is the final boss. Oh, okay. Sweet. Here I come. I'm gonna be careful getting into there, as I almost get thrown into the water from my own hubris. All right.
Hold tight, McGrath. Wouldn't want you to fall into the bay. You got work to do.
Yeah, that would be a terrible way to go. Why are we on the bay again exactly? Oh, because we're gonna use the water to get to the substations faster. Okay. Yes, that. Yeah, which one? Marie answers yes. Any luck, Nyx, or are you just fidgeting because you're anxious about what's happening? I can't say I blame you, considering there he is.
We're a little late.
Yeah, just a bit.
I can
He's,
see the substation from
yeah.
here.
Better go charge the RFI before he reaches.
Already there, man.
All right, you take care of that. I think I was gonna say I'll take care of this, but it looks like the substation is right by, him, and well,
Too late, man.
that's not gonna work.
Following the RFI back to the boats. Turn this thing around. Go!
Come on, guys, we gotta get the hell out of here. No, we're not. All right, John, here you go.
Go!
Okay.
Coming with us.
Rolling.
They got a band in my man. Go on, we'll loosen it up for you.
Well, that's a hell of a sacrifice you're making. I was wrong about you, LaRoche. I thought you were being selfish, and to be fair, you were twice, but well, it's those 11th hour heroic sacrifices, right? I'm entering a powered down, oh no, area, and I don't have much power left at the moment, so I'm just gonna charge off this boat. Oh, this isn't gonna be good. I better go quick. I better go quick, because he's about to blow this boat up. I don't know which one to go to, so I'm gonna go to this one. Okay, worked out. Now we've got a little time, so let me charge again. Alright, go to this one. And then this one. And I think he's blowing the boats up behind me, like if we look, yeah, he's about to blow that one up, so. Sorry, John, but I can't let you do this.
Zeke,
Okay.
we lost the substation.
All right. There are a couple of good ones in Smut Triangle.
I can't believe we're going to be relying on a place called Smut Triangle to save the planet. That's fantastic. What would the Roman Catholic Church have to say about this? Okay, anyway, this isn't going to help me though, is it? Because yeah, I'm powered down. All right. Well, we can use it to kind of move, but he's hot on my tail. Smokey is, that's for sure. Why am I getting 5, 4, 3, 2, 1? Am I supposed to be on the roof or something? Yeah, I'm working on that. I'm walking towards the objective game. Why are we? Yeah, well, nothing has power. Goddamn. Honestly, both the final missions are really cool to do. Minus Nick's constantly teleport. Yeah, and I mean, it's fine. I guess we're just supposed to follow her across the rooftops because otherwise, I can't walk on the street. I'm not allowed. I can't cross the street. It's considered jaywalking when the beast is around. So what must have happened is I must have gotten too far away from Nyx. That's probably what it was. That's all. That's LaRoche's men up there. I don't see Nyx again, but that's okay. We'll just displace our way towards the objective and hope that's enough to get us to close enough to her. So. Okay, I see. She's over there, so let's just get over there ourselves. And we'll be good. Good. The cabaret will save the day.
All right. Now don't forget, it's gonna take time to power that thing. You've got to protect it.
And I'm gonna guess I'm gonna have to protect it from,
He'll be coming for
well,
us.
not just the beast, but...
You're on defense. Protect the RFI. Going toe to toe with John. Sure? Oh hell yeah. I'm ready for round 2. That's what I'm doing.
Hey, big guy! I think I have redirect on, don't I? Well, let's see. That's the wrong one. Although I should probably buy, whatchamacallit, finally. But, freeze thingy? I forget. Oh. Okay, well, I guess I'll do this. This works. As long as I stay away from him. That's the black hole, so... I remember this from the first episode, even though it was a while ago. Okay, there we go. Ouch. That's okay. I have infinite charge mode. I just hope that I don't stand directly behind that, because that probably wouldn't work. Okay. Like, you know, like that. Well, I didn't take the full hit, so... See if the cluster grenades work. Just, you know, scatter them around his crotch. I think that did, yeah, pretty good damage, so... We're not doing too bad, all things considered. Now I need to run, but we're not doing too bad, all things considered. I probably should have thrown some cluster grenades at him, because the black hole would have pulled them all directly at him. Oh well. I feel bad for LaRoche's men, though, considering they all just broke their backs on the way down. But... yeah, probably.
Turn around, Cole, and walk away.
Quo, I think you need to walk away. Okay, now she's going to be part of the... You know, since I'm here, first of all, let's get this. Second of all, there's Freeze Rocket. Let's just buy it. Oh, we don't have enough experience to buy it. I thought we would after everything, but we don't. So, since that's the case, let me... I guess since I'm on this menu anyway, I'll equip Frost Shield and I'll go from there. All the non-conduits must be freaking the fuck out right now. Yeah, it's like a giant kaiju battle at this point. They're like, what the hell is happening? Okay. I figured she was going to zap me some more. Oh, there she is. Quo. It just says Quo in my objective marker. Sorry, Quo. This is gonna hurt you a lot more than it's gonna hurt me. I just kicked her while she was down. I mean, considering what I just did, I wouldn't be shocked if I was. But yeah, her frost shield works really, really well to kind of inundate her. Yeah. So that's what we'll do. We'll deflect it. We'll wait for him to stop. And hit her again. Just like that. Sorry, Quo. You and John are going to need to do a little better than that to charge that thing up. To prevent us from charging that thing up, I should say. Whoa. Here you go, John. See how many of those blow up. Okay, let's just toss them there. See, now it's okay. It sucked into the black hole, but it looks like it didn't hit him, so that's unfortunate. But you know, it was worth a shot, I think. So now we got to deal with Quo and John. That's great. Alright, there she is. See if I can knock her over. Well, that's kind of knocking her over. While she's doing that, let's just deal with John a little bit. Okay, close back up. This is going to be problematic. I'm just going to try to, like, absolutely annihilate John. There we go. I will attempt to summon an ionic storm. Let me get back up there. Quo, you stay out of my way. There we go. It's a good thing I had a thing there. But, well, I have one more charge, to be fair. Nix, what are you thinking? I know he killed your children, but, like... Oh. Well, that did something. It knocked him over, so... But she sacrificed herself as well. So that's LaRoche and Nix down. And out. Great! Everybody's getting all these ideas. And I'm not sure if they're such a good idea, but... We can't think about that right now. We gotta get to the next substation! Oh, that's the wrong, hang on. There we go.
You gotta keep moving, brother. Head for the substation on the cathedral.
It's funny because both endings actually converge on the cathedral. So. I am attempting to. I just need to power this baby up. I can't believe they're cheering for me now after the whole game talking about how I'm such a bastard of a person. It's like people can change. Alright, substation's up here. So let's get ourselves up here while John is still down and out. Well, he's not out, but he is down. Yeah, lightning tether was so goddamn good for this. It does let you get up there a lot faster, yeah. Speed run the final mission.
Zeke, it's fully charged.
And so am I.
Push the button.
No. No, not just yet.
John's had this one coming for a while. So now he's going to eat my full power. I can fly again. I think that means GG, John. I think that means GG. Goodbye. Yeah, so now we're finally back to our full strength that we were at back at the beginning of this game. Feels good, but you can only use it for like 5 seconds before John falls over dead. Even on hard mode, he dies lightning fast. Excuse the pun. It just, oh shit, never mind. The streaks of SS2 Gohan versus Cell. If we got into a beam struggle, I'd be a little popping off.
You made the right choice. Hell, Nick's even made the right choice.
I don't think there's a right choice here, Quo. We're going to kill a lot of people no matter what.
Do it. Do it.
Okay, Quo. John. Next stop, Great Beyond. Trish, I don't know if this is what you would have wanted me to do, but I'd like to think it's the right thing to do anyway. Now that's a beam struggle. I shouldn't laugh at that. We're all dying.
We all just held our breath and watched. As one by one, them monsters started to drop.
Well, if any of Nix's babies were left alive, not anymore.
News said even some folks overseas were keeling over. Poor bastards must have been conduits and didn't even know it.
Well, that sucks. But
it was worth it. Because for the thousands that died, millions were gonna live. The plague, man, it was just gone. I could already hear people starting to party, just celebrating being alive. I thought my friend was gonna go down as an unsung hero. But here in New Marais, they knew what he had done for them. Who'd have guessed that the demon of Empire City would become the patron saint of New Marais?
that's how redemption works, baby.
I wanted to say goodbye to him alone. He had been my best friend, and now he was gone. Sometimes I hear folks talking about conduits and humans like they're totally different. That's bullshit. Because there ain't nobody with more humanity than Cole McGrath.
And that was the assumption that we went on the whole
I
game.
love you, brother. And I'm sure gonna miss you.
Because there isn't a divide between them. Well, except now, because they're alive and we're dead.
This game came out, what, when I was like 16?
This game came out in 2010, I believe. Maybe 2011.
It took me up until, like...
Come sit over here, so you can talk about this. Since you love the hell out of this game too. Yeah, give me that.
Sit right here and get salt all over my hands. This game came out when I was 16 years old.
14, actually.
14 years old. And it took me up until Second Son
Turn towards
got, like, announced that it was a thing to realize in that ending the lightning bolt at the end was shaped like a question mark.
There was a theory going out that the lightning bolt was shaped like a question mark, but lightning looks like that naturally. Like, a lot of people said, oh, well, is he actually dead? Maybe there'll be an Infamous 3 because the lightning bolt looks like a question mark. And it's like, okay, but let me ponder this with you. How do you know the lightning bolt wasn't just a reference to Sly Cooper's cane? It's shaped exactly like Sly's cane.
To be fair, Sly Cooper's cane is shaped like a question mark.
With no
Also-
space in it. With no space in it.
Holy fucking shit, this game's good.
That's the game, everybody. Infamous 2 is really solid. I especially, in comparison to the first game, I especially enjoy what they did with the story, the characters, and the graphical fidelity. Because by comparison to the first game, the mocap in this game, the facial recognition and the lip syncing is incredible. Like, it's night and day. The characters look stilted as hell in the first game when they talk and they animate. In this game, it's practically realistic. Like, this is the PS3, so they were going for more realism in the way that characters moved and animated, but I have never seen an improvement between two games the way that I did in terms of like realistic movement as I do in between Infamous 1 and Infamous 2. It's nuts. It's like they said, no, actually, I mean, they kind of move like weird cartoon comic book characters in the first one, but this game is supposed to be close to reality. I mean, obviously superpowers don't exist, but like that close to reality thing means that they should work on the way that the characters move and animate to make them look more like close to reality rather than Sly Cooper.
The other thing that I love about this game and what it does with the infamous thing of there's a karma system. The thing that I adore about this game is in the last game, you were either an asshole or you were a superhero. In this game, the ending makes it so much more complicated.
Yeah, it does.
It takes the morality system and makes it so... The reason why I never believed this game was going to get a sequel was because both endings were equally believable for Cole's character.
Yeah.
Both of them.
And both of them are very definitive binaries, too. Like, in the good ending, Cole and all the other conduits die because the RFI gets used. It cures everyone of the plague, so millions of people end up... Well, it's even more than that. It's like probably a few billion people end up living as a result of the sacrifice of millions of other people, conduits. In the evil ending, you and John and Quo end up, like... I'm pretty sure Nix dies again. Zeke dies because you have to kill him with your own two bare hands, you monster. And then you end up wandering across the United States just activating people and killing everybody that stands in your way. So it's very definitive. Both endings are very definitive. They're very like...
The only way I could see an Infamous 3 happening was if they went off of the bad ending
Yeah.
and were playing as a different conduit
I
after the bad ending.
feel like they could have realistically made Second Son by making the evil ending canon and just prototype 2ing it, where the hero of the first game ends up being the villain of the second game. You remember that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The one thing that Second Son sort of missed out on the opportunity of being a sequel, like, if Second Son went off of the bad ending, they could expand on the morality system much more. Do you side with Cole again? Do you go against him and try to do what he did at the end of the first game? But now it's a lot less effective because of what he did.
Yeah.
There's so much more you could do with this. When I got to this game's ending for the first time, I was awestruck by how difficult that final decision was.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's either you kill every possible superhero on the planet to save millions.
Yeah.
Or
Who do you kill?
don't.
Who do you kill? Basically, who dies? Do the regular
Do humans
people
die or
die,
conduits
or do
die?
the conduits die? And it sort of takes this whole, because the good side kind of gives you this impression that no, there isn't really that much different. And they've been building it for 2 games at this point, right? Conduits and humans aren't so different. They have one has superpowers, but they're not really that different. They're all human at the end of the day. And then it takes that thought process and it sort of inverts it, and it says, okay, but if you had to save one of them, who do you save? And it's like, fuck!
There's even more complexity with the idea of an Infamous 3 going off the evil ending, because what if you start as a conduit on Cole's side, rampaging across the country, activating people? What if you're somebody that gets activated? Maybe that's the opening of the game. You think you're human, you're running away from these people, and then suddenly you get activated, and boom, you wake up in like a medical thing surrounded by friends. That would just be like a neck snap.
And that's the thing, too, is that initially they were going to do the evil ending being canon when they continued with stuff. Congratulations on completing Infamous 2. We've wound back the clock before your final choice. All previously incomplete side missions and collectibles are still available, plus fresh UGC. We didn't talk about that. I'll talk about it. Is constantly rolling in. Of course, see all the missions and powers you didn't choose the first time through. You'll have to play again. Try becoming Infamous. You won't have to worry about collateral damage for a change. Actually, I don't, because that one thing on the hero side, Karma, minimizes collateral damage significantly.
It's
But
fascinating.
yeah.
Like, it's honestly, this game is incredible. Because it takes everything you loved about Infamous 1 and then just elevates it.
Well, the only thing that I think I liked better in Infamous 1 is a subjective thing for me, and that's the progression loop of powers. It's 2 different things, so I don't think a direct comparison is possible, because what they kind of did in Infamous 1's powers is, unlike in this game where you unlock them at different points by buying the previous upgrades. But this game says, here's a smattering of different ways that your powers can work. Pick the ones that you like and roll with them. Or experiment, try out different ones if you want. The first game said, you get one type of way that your powers work depending on what side you're on, and then it gives you ways that you can use them in different scenarios as upgrades. And I just prefer that myself. I can see both of these working very well, though, and I mean, I played through both of the games and enjoyed the progression systems in both. I just think if I had to pick one, I'd nudge it slightly in Infamous 1's direction. But I gotta tell you, group heal and civilian safety are real good side powers.
Also, and
So.
I just wanna put this out here for just posterity. That credit theme,
Yeah.
fucking incredible.
That the credits song is called Fade Away by the Black Heart Procession. If I recall correctly, they explicitly chose a band from Louisiana because of the setting of this game to kind of give it that like cherry on top setting, which I just think is just they thought a lot of things through in Infamous 2 that make it really solid in my book. So
Credit theme is just incredible.
But-
It's
but-
the perfect capstone.
but yeah, so I think
Literally.
I think they did better with the story. I like the story of this game overall more because it doesn't feel like all of the people that Cole is associated with are like trying to be morally gray. Like they're not just being natural people. And in this game, there's still a little bit of that because I feel like sometimes the binary between Nix and Quo feels gamey. It feels like they have to be good or evil just because they need the two choices. But I don't think it's as pronounced as the moral gray area that everyone existed in Infamous 1, and it sort of got old by the time the game was over. I think that the character development is much better in this game. I think that the mocap is very incredible, and it's a gigantic leap from the first game. And again, I think I'd nudge the power upgrade system slightly in Infamous 1's direction, but that doesn't mean this one's bad. I enjoy this one quite a bit as well because it lets you kind of use a whole bunch of different stuff and then be like, no, this one is the one that I like, and roll with it. So, at least let me see what we've got here, and then we will call it a day. But yeah, if there were any side missions that were incomplete, and there's obviously still the 7 blast shards I didn't collect, you can go and collect them if you want. But all the side missions are done, except if there are any in the ocean. But I'm not killing the Kraken today because, I mean, hell, the Kraken wasn't even in Fallout 4, so how am I supposed to kill him in Infamous 2? Yeah, I don't think there's any side missions over on the pontoons over here either, if I recall correctly. I don't remember ever seeing anything to clear those. So I guess if you want to fight in the enemies, you could go back to these places and do that, but there you go. First game, Trish was dead no matter what, which kind of sucked, but they fucking knew how to set that one up. Yeah, the choice for Trish in the first game was, I thought, really well done as well. So they kind of used that as a testing ground for a lot of the decision-making in this game, I think. Yeah, and they made your melee weapon go up on Tombstone. That's sweet. It is. And it would have... Initially, my plan was, and the reason why we have to keep clicking off of the UGC mission update thing, we didn't talk about UGC, I got to talk about that. That's user-generated content. So you can make your own missions in this game. It's not like a really complex system, but I remember playing through the UGC content in this game, people came up with some bangers of missions. Like, they basically give you a scene editor, and you can create, like, these comic book strip scenes that happen in between the gameplay. It's really cool, and I'm kind of sad that we didn't really get to do anything with it.
I vividly remember designing a 3-part mission for this game specifically when I was like 16. It was terrible. I loved it.
It was a lot of fun to mess around with. And it's cool because I think this game was one of the first games to really push the user-generated content. Like, around this time was when that really started taking off, especially in terms of, like, content creation on YouTube really latched onto that because it was people, just regular-ass people, basically designing tiny video games within other video games. And it really took off. A lot of people really liked user-generated content in games. It started to look like the future for video gaming, and then they added microtransactions and totally screwed the pooch and destroyed the economy.
And then Baldur's Gate 3 came out and reminded people what a video game is.
Yeah, that happens
and
about...
Armored Core 6 came out and reminded people more of what a
I was
game
going to
is.
say that happens about once or twice a year at this point, but it's kind of disappointing that it only happens once or twice a year now.
Just means you have to buy less games.
Or more indie games. Although I haven't been able to find a lot of indie games that I personally would enjoy recently.
Hey, play Blasphemous. The sequel just came out.
I've heard about Blasphemous. I'd have to look into it, to be honest.
You should. The music's incredible. You should listen to it anyway.
Okay. Yeah, so you kill Nyx and Zeke in the evil ending, which is just you monster. Like, how could you do this? Again,
They definitely make the, oh, you want to survive?
you want the evil ending?
pain.
You want to live? How bad do you want to live?
Honestly, the thing about this game that really, and I'm going to talk about the ending here. I think the thing about the good ending that's more of a punch in the gut for me is, listen, I was going into this game thinking Cole was going to die at the end in the good ending because, you know, it's the sequel. I didn't think they were going to sequel bait again, and considering everything I heard about this game, it was like, okay.
I mean, trilogies were pretty hot at this point. Like, Mass Effect 3 came out a year after this, so...
I was not expecting the choice in the good ending to be, okay, so we're going to use this RFI, we're going to detonate it, and every conduit's going to die.
Yeah.
What makes it worse is not just that you're killing Cole, you are murdering every superpowered person across the world.
Again.
And even people who aren't even aware of their powers.
Yep.
And what makes that really fascinating to me is I thought if they were going to do a trilogy after I did this, either they were going to go off the bad ending or we were going to get someplace else.
Mm-hmm.
Imagine you finish Infamous 3, you're playing as somebody separate in a different part of the world,
And you know
then
what?
you just die to the RFI right at the end.
And you know what? I think they could have mid-quelled it if they wanted to make a sequel off of the good ending. They didn't have to do what they did with Second Son. They could have had it be like... I don't want to use Assassin's Creed because that's different time periods entirely, but kind of similar to that where it's basically like a different time period. And they could... Instead of saying all the retcon bullshit they said for Second Son, they could have just said, yeah, there was a second race sphere. It was a prototype because there was a prototype in New Marais, so there was more than one race sphere. So they just have another one in some random other place in the world, and you do similar things in other places in the world. It probably would have ended up like Assassin's Creed, though, if they kept down that road, because it would have ended up basically living long enough to see itself become bad.
They didn't really even need to do the crap they did in Second Son. They could have just started the game by saying there was another race sphere detonation after what Cole did. Would that have invalidated all of Cole's sacrifice and suffering? Yes. However, if it was a smaller race sphere and it was only citywide.
But all the conduits... So, I don't think they really get into it in this game too much. I think maybe Wolf may have said it once. Conduits are genetic. So, unless, like... I'm pretty sure... Since it's this will kill all conduits thing, I'm pretty sure if there was like a baby that had the conduit gene, that baby is now... Sorry to say this, but the baby is now dead. Like, if the baby was not to term yet, that baby's dead. I'm pretty sure that's how it is.
Wake up the gene, so effectively awakening a conduit, like what?
And well, and then the RFI kills it. So
right.
Yeah. So yeah, I really enjoy this one. I think it's very solid.
Game good.
Yes, game good. Is game S rank like I was going into this thinking? I would say it's a very solid A rank for me. I wouldn't say it's as incredible as some of the best games we've played for the stream, but it's a very solid A rank, even with the minor amount of glitches and stuff that we had. There was still a little bit of fumbles with the camera sometimes, but I don't think that detracted from the experience for me at all. So, but yeah, Bio Leech Overload is... Oh, that's the power you remember for the evil side. Fully heal off a Bio Leech and get unlimited energy for a little bit. Yeah, let's go. Let's go look at that. Yeah. Down here. Gain 1 XP for defeating a civilian. Oh, that's fantastic. I mean, just shockwave all the civilians in a row, and that's it. Hitting targets with any bolt attack causes electricity to chain nearby objects and enemies, and probably also civilians. So that would get you even more experience from the civilians. And then Bio Leech Overload. If performing Bio Leech, Cole will have unlimited electricity for a short time. I believe this was in the first game as well, unless I'm just thinking of the Karmic Overload that we had in the first game, which I kind of feel like they should have done something with you having max karma in this game, because you kind of just had it and that was it. Like in the first game, Karmic Overload gave you a reason to keep healing people and to keep doing good things, because then you could Karmic Overload and have unlimited energy, and then you had to build it back up again. This game, it just kind of sticks there. And I mean, I guess that's fine. There's nothing wrong with it. It just feels like they made a bonus on top of it for the first game. So, but yeah, overall, I really enjoy both Infamous 1 and Infamous 2. Infamous 1 was a lot better than I remember it being, and Infamous 2 is just as good as I remember it being. So, all around, very solid. We are not entirely done with these games, though, because while Infamous 1 and 2 is a duology, they did use the engine for one more thing. A festival. Doesn't that sound fun? Well, unfortunately, the festival is Halloween-themed, so we're going to have to wait for the festival until around Halloween time. But in the meantime, while we're waiting for Halloween to come round, we're going to play the second PS3-based duology that I have listed on my stream projects. And if I had a nickel for every time it happened, I'd have 2 nickels, which I guess is not really out of the ordinary. I could say it's weird that it happened twice, but this was totally planned. So, Cole, Marie needs to send you a DM that's her signing her death sentence.
Oh, this'll be good.
Oh no. I don't know what that's all about, but hopefully you won't be signing your death sentence before we start Tales of Xillia 2, the stream edition, which will be happening, what's today, Friday? On Sunday at 7 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. And I'll post the schedule for the streams tomorrow, about 8 o'clock Eastern Daylight Time.
Hope y'all are ready, because I'm going to be around a lot more for that game.
Cole would like to play a character in that game, so I need to find our second PS3 controller so we can play multiplayer. I really hope it's not the broken one, because that would be incredibly sad.
You fool. I have 3 in my closet.
Oh, okay. Well, there we go. That takes care of that problem. So, yeah, he wants to be around to play for that one, and we will see how that all goes. I might have to switch off cardioid in order to do that, but we'll see how it goes. In the meantime, thank you for watching, everybody. I appreciate you coming out to Twitch and YouTube to check out the stream. I hope you enjoyed inFamous 2, the stream edition. I definitely enjoyed it myself, and I would recommend this duology to anyone that still has a working PS3 or is willing to emulate it and have their computer be strong enough to actually emulate it, because good lord, man, RPCSX3, there we go, is very demanding from what I've heard. So
My computer can do it.
your computer can do it. Mine definitely can't. That's why I'm playing this on a native PS3 before the PS3 has any problems. Knock on my head because I don't have any wood nearby. But yeah, hopefully everybody enjoyed this. Like I said, we'll be back next week to start Tales of Xillia 2, the stream edition. So until I see you then, or wherever I see you next around the internet, I hope that you'll take care and have a good one.
But
You know, it's actually going to be kind of hard for me to turn this off because you're sitting on the side of the couch that I need to get off of in order to turn the stream off. How are we going to solve this problem when Tales of Xillia 2 comes around? I guess we'll know on Sunday. If he's even here for it. I don't know what his schedule looks like. We'll figure that part out. That's PR. We don't need to talk about that.